This your boy Hoghead with the Haters Wheel podcast. Now let's get into this shit right here. Now Chicago, Chirac, whatever you want to call it, third largest city in the United States. Man, that city, man, look like poverty, like it's tore up, grass growed up, like they don't have landscapers, you know what I mean, to come in the hoods and cut the grass because the violence is so bad, you know what I mean. They want to say don't demonize, man, and say, okay, well, if y'all put money in the community, you know what, maybe they'll have something to do. No, maybe if they had a mother and a daddy or a father at home, you know, and had real parents at home, maybe they'll be doing what they supposed to do. You know what I mean? Maybe if y'all take CPS out of here and a father could be a father and a mother could be a mother and discipline these kids won't be bombarding and tearing the city up like that. You know what I mean? Jumping on people's cars and stuff like that. You can't excuse that situation. That shit is wrong. You feel me?
The vast majority of the young people who came downtown because it was a great weather and an opportunity to enjoy the city. That's absolutely entirely appropriate. There are a few that came with different intentions, and they have and they will be dealt with. But I'm not going to use your language, which I think is wrong, to say that it's mayhem.
Now, although Mayor Lightfoot disagrees with this description, this was indeed the mayhem experienced over the weekend. Hundreds of teenagers at 31st Street Beach, reports of fights breaking out. Also, someone throwing a brick through a parked city vehicle. Then along Michigan Avenue outside the iconic Millennium Park Saturday, even more chaos. Young people jumping and dancing on cars, also on CTA platforms, smashing windows. In fact, 2 teens were shot in the first block of East Washington Street. Also, a man in his 40s was allegedly attacked by a group of teens. Now, just a short time ago, we sat down with 20th Ward Alderman Jeanette Taylor, looking at some of the footage from this weekend, listening to her reaction. How do you justify something like this?
You don't. I don't justify this behavior. But think about this. Would they be downtown if they had things in their own community? Had we passed the peace book like young people asked us to, stuff like this wouldn't happen. Absolutely, you should be held accountable for doing things like that. But they would not be in these spaces if we provided them. We told y'all this was going to happen 15, 20 years ago. This is what happens when you close schools. This is what happens when you take away after-school programs. This is what happens when you don't invest in them on the front end.
Now, at last check, that 16 and 17-year-olds that were shot over the weekend were listed in fair condition. Also, Chicago police said they made a number of arrests, 15 to be.
This your boy Hoghead with the Haters Wheel podcast. Now let's get into this shit right here. Now, it seems that Brandon Johnson, the new mayor-elect of Chicago, but the big scene situation that happened in downtown Chicago this weekend, he basically said don't demonize our youth. What you mean don't demonize our youth? Where they parents at? Who the hell is their mama? What type of drugs that their parents is on? What type of pill they popping? Because it seemed like what's going on, like these kids ain't got no home training. You know what I mean? All these kids just come out here and, you know what I mean, ready to tear up the city, putting their hands on people driving by and all that. You know what I mean? These kids are out of control. You know what I mean? Like, where were their parents at to get these kids up off the street? You know what I mean? Are these parents teaching their kids any type of home training or any type of matters? You know what I mean? Hey, I'm black myself, but I'm just like, man, you see that situation, man, you be like too embarrassed. That's why black people say, no, not black people, but it's black people that do. But that's why y'all get offended when white people say, oh, you know what, black people are savages. You know what I mean? Just look in the world, just look what the fuck is going on. You know what I mean? Y'all just sitting there just tearing up shit, You know what I mean? This Black Lives Matter shit happened. You know, they didn't have no goddamn black lives at all. It still was more killing through COVID-19. And you know what? The killing haven't even stopped. You know what I mean? The youth is out here, mine is just lost. You know, mine is just wondering, you know what I'm going to do, what grown people do. You know what I mean? Because grown people, half the time, they be petty as hell. You know what I mean? So how can you teach a child how to be a child if you can't even teach yourself how to be who you are? Because if you don't know you, who the hell you going to try to teach a child to teach another person any damn thing? You feel me? Like, to be honest and to keep it all the way real, the city of Chicago, I mean the state of Illinois, they picked the wrong candidate. Y'all picked Brandon Johnson thinking, oh, you know what, he gonna make everything better. No, he ain't gonna make everything better. He ain't no better than Lori Lightfoot. I'm telling you, you know, hey, wait till Memorial Day come. What's that? Yeah, Memorial Day at the end of May. Okay. Wait till June. Wait till Labor Day weekend come. Okay. Labor Day weekend. Okay. Then wait for June to come. The month of June. Wait till Juneteenth come. Okay. See, I gotta think. Cause so much stuff be going on in Chicago, aka Chirac. Okay. Let's go ahead and wait until the 4th of July come. You know, just wait for the different type of events that goes on in the 3rd largest city in the United States. I guarantee you, people are living right now in the city of Chicago. When them events come, people are gonna die on the weekend. They're gonna pass away. Because in Chicago, people like to party, they like to have a good time, you know, when the holidays come. But at the same time, yeah, it be good barbecue going. You know what I mean? They be smoking that good Q, smoking that good brisket, you know what I mean? A good potato salad. Hey, but I'm gonna tell you, somebody gonna get in their feelings and somebody gonna get one of them goddamn AK-47s or using one of them little pistol handguns with a switch on it, and somebody gonna die and they gonna lose their life. It'll be multiple crimes going on in Chicago. So a lot of people can say what the hell they want to say about Trump. But Trump said that they need to clean up Chicago. Not only do they need to clean up Chicago, they need to clean up New York, they need to clean up Portland, they need to clean up Seattle, they need to clean up all these blue states, you feel me? Because I'm telling you, Joe Biden, he done got up in office. We ain't seen no damn law and order. We ain't seen nothing. He ain't did nothing for Chicago. Talking about, you know what, we need to build back better. What have you built back better, you feel me? So I'm just saying that, you know, for Chicago to be the 3rd largest city, there's no change and no mayor of doing anything better. Lori Lightfoot didn't do it. And you know what? Brandon Johnson ain't gonna do it. He's not even in office yet, but he's about to be. I felt like Paul Vallis would have made the change. Oh, okay, he's a white man, but that don't mean shit. With Paul Vallis, he would have brought more police to Chicago's workforce for the police force. You feel me? There would have been more. You know what I mean? Because they need more. If you notice, you know, they can go downtown and shoot somebody in Chicago. You know what I mean? In the Gold Coast, you know, you got Old Block over here. They got their stuff going on. You know what I mean? Into it with each other. Be shootings. You got shootings all the way from the 1st to the 100s. You know what I mean? So the thing of it is that what type of violence have the Chicago police stopped? What type of violence have the mayor of Chicago stopped? So Paul Vallis, he would have been the person that would help make it be more safer in the city of Chicago. Not only in the city of Chicago, there need to be safer cities everywhere in the United States. Because if you got these people sitting over here bragging about being demonized, Then you got these young kids out here, like these young kids don't care. They don't care about education. They don't care about bettering themselves. They just want to tear the city up, put their hands on different type of women and men that's grown and that's adults that's trying to drive by and trying to get home. These kids don't care. You feel me? These kids are going to be the new kids going to prison and going to jail. You talking about don't demonize them. You know what? If you don't gonna demonize them, then what you gonna do better, Brandon Johnson, to make these kids not come to downtown Chicago to tear that shit up and you know what? And assault people. What the hell you got going on? What the hell you got stirred up in the pot?
Crowds swept into the South Loop, Millennium Park, and Michigan Avenue, outnumbering Chicago police, who had to scramble officers to the scenes, even though veteran cops say this was not unexpected on a warm Saturday night, given the recent history on similar occasions.
First of all, was there a plan? I mean, as a district commander, again, you're responsible for that district 24/7. Did you have a plan? Did you sit down with your leadership team?
Gene Roy was chief of detectives at CPD when he retired in late 2016. Roy talking with the I-Team about the melee on Michigan Avenue, these scrapes on State Street, and police who appeared to have little command direction, no helmets and shields, and helter-skelter communication. Roy is concerned about patrol officers possibly being put on scene without adequate plans or direction.
You have a plan, you have the pieces all assembled, you have your toolkit. It's like a mechanic. You go to work with a toolkit every day.
And with Chicago just securing the 2024 Democratic National Convention, ex-Chief Roy says the city needs to do better.
You know, you have to wonder if somebody in Washington at the DNC is going, did we make a bad choice here? This is a critical time for the city. We have an interim police superintendent. We have his management team, doesn't know if they're coming or going.
So what's next? Roy tonight says the plans have been used before, starting with CTA stations.
Put officers at the key L stops and you prevent people from jumping the turnstile and going downtown. You prevent them from starting the evening off breaking a law. Have them turn around and go home if they don't have money. Make sure there's a plan in place. Make sure that you're coordinated with other agencies.
This your boy Hoghead with the Haters Real Podcast. Until next time, get at your boy. Yeah. Hey, this your boy Hoghead with the Haters Real Podcast. Now let's get into this shit right here. Yeah.